going to talk about his connection with Oak Ridge Military Institute and Oak Ridge Military Academy. Buster Linville was a true Ridge runner. He lived his entire life in Oak Ridge. Buster's mother died when he was 7, and he was in the 1st grade. He and 2 brothers and 3 sisters held out. It was a hard time. It was tough to survive. They all went to school, and then they talked when they got home from school. Once Buster finished high school, he went to his dad and told him he wanted to continue his education. He wanted to go to Oak Ridge Military Institute. This was during the Depression, and money was scarce. Somehow his dad came up with $50 for the first year. And after the first year, he told Buster, he said, "I just don't have the money." It was impossible. So Buster stayed out of school for 1 year, and he raised tobacco crop 2 acres. And he used that money to go back to school the next year. He graduated from the 2-year commercial course in 1936. During his time at the school, he remained a buck private in the lower ranks. That's according to Buster. While at Oak Ridge, Buster learned more than academics. Major R.P. Larkins, in particular, helped mold this Oak Ridge farm boy into a cadet. And Mike Cockrell, better known as Friend Mike, and we've seen Friend Mike's picture up here, was the disciplinarian from whom Buster learned fairness, unfairness, love, discomfort, and what it meant to be on the receiving end of Friend Mike's famous paddle. Our male might remember that. Mr. Gibson might remember that. The school chaplain was Ken Gibson. He took care of Buster's soul. Years later, he performed the wedding for Buster and Edna and became a lifelong friend. Buster and Edna remodeled the campus chapel in honor of Ken and Martha Gibson. Buster left through the Oak Ridge Society Foundation an endowment fund for the upkeep of the chapel. Buster probably had attention deficit disorder and dyslexia, which made the daily schedule difficult in the military area. He was known to be out of step from time to time. During government inspection, they always assigned Buster to take Mike Hudson, another cadet, fishing to allow the Corps to pass the inspection. But Buster learned the value of organization, structure, and orderliness under the command of Turkey Tyson, who was a famous baseball player under Colonel Holt. And Turkey Tyson did not tolerate girls. Although Buster never played sports, he learned the spirit of winning and the distaste for losing. From then on, he worked hard to be a winner. Buster, through his business education under the guidance of Captain Huff, who headed the commercial department. In 1952, Buster helped organize the first Alumni Association reunion, and they had it in honor of Captain Huff. Buster met his wife Edna at the school. She was living on campus in Bimbo Hall, and with her widowed mother, who was the school dietarian, and her uncle Dorsey Nance, who was the professor and a business manager at the school. While Buster still in school, he overheard a man talking to Captain Huff. And he asked Captain Huff if he had any young men who might be interested in going into the tobacco business. Well, Buster crawled out the window, which is now the president's office window, and talked with the fellow, and he hired Buster. This led to a very successful career in the tobacco business. Buster was also a successful land developer in the Oak Ridge area. Buster and Edna loved Oak Ridge. Buster especially loved the academy. In 1962, a nonprofit organization was formed, the Oak Ridge Foundation Incorporated, to operate the academy. Before it had been owned by the porticos, and the halls. Buster was involved in the process of redeeming the Academy stock from the individual stockholders. And this stock had been issued when the fire destroyed the alumni building. And they had to raise the money, so they issued stock, and it had to be redeemed. And Buster was also one of the original signers of the Articles of Incorporation. This was the beginning of a generous legacy as a major financial contributor to the Academy. Buster's gifts included helping with the funding of the cafeteria when it moved from Bimbo, the renovation of Linville Chapel, along with his cousin Harmon Linville, funded the building of the new infirmary. All of this was in addition to his ongoing and Edmund's ongoing financial contribution that they made to the Academy. Once Buster and Edmund pledged all of their assets to cover an Academy bank loan. Buster was always raising money for the Academy. Prime example was he convinced Charles Rocky, who lived in Oak Ridge, to leave his $2 million plus estate to the Academy. Now, lots of people have tried to take credit for that, but Buster said to Mr. Rocky, he said, "Where are you leaving your money?" He said, "I'm leaving the University of Pennsylvania." And Buster said, "Hell, you earned that money in Guilford County, you need to leave it to Oak Ridge." So right along, Mr. Rocky would go down to the Shoney's, and it wasn't long before he approached Buster there one meeting. Buster was having a meeting on the farmer's market. And he said, "Buster, you'll be proud of what I've done for you." And Mr. Rocky lived about another 6 months, and he died, and the Academy received that money. Buster and I made lots of fundraising trips together to call on alumnus. He loved to talk about the Academy, and Buster was not bashful about asking for money. He served as chairman of the board for several years and as trustee from 1962 to 2002. When Buster was no longer a trustee of the Academy board, he became one of the founding members of the Oak Ridge Society Foundation, which was formed to generate money to be given in scholarships to deserving Academy cadets. The newly formed society, with Buster's help, built the Oak Ridge Post Office, and the rental income is used to provide annual scholarships to cadets. Before Buster died in January, he attended our November Society board member meeting that was held at Emerald Island. He was also at our society Christmas dinner, and he loved being involved and always wanted to know how the Academy was doing. Until the very end, Buster was thinking about the Academy and the ways to help it succeed and continue to make a difference in the lives of cadets as it had made in his life. Oak Ridge Military Academy was Buster's passion, and the Academy has and will always benefit from his generosity.